What's
What's
going
going
on?
on?
How you doing on a Thursday, brother?
Man, it's rainy.
Is it?
Just had some downpour action here in Pleasant Hill.
Damn. Well,
Yes,
it's perfect weather here in Nashville. I got kicked out of my fishing spot this morning. Some guy on the third or fourth floor was like, "Hey, man, do you live here?" I said, "No." He said, "Well, you know you're trespassing, right?" I said, "Well, tell him to come get me." And I'll be damned, he called the sheriff. They came and got me. So,
no kidding. Wait, so you've been fishing at an apartment complex?
hell yeah. Nah, they're condos. That's a real estate term.
Okay. Dude, your little fishing pods, I like that. I like some of
Thank you.
those are those all smallmouth that you're catching?
So when I go to the creek and fish, I'm catching smallmouth, but at this condo marina, I've been catching largemouth. And yeah, dude, some guy had nothing better to do with his time this morning than to get me to leave. Like I wasn't hurting anybody. I guess he just some people just get off on like
Yeah.
trying to control the situation. You know how it goes. But anyway,
Well,
Dusty, let us let the folks know what we're doing today on the pod.
yeah, man, it is week 3. So, dude, this is whenever everything starts getting tighter,
I
right?
know.
So, had a couple weeks to see people in action, and there's still quite a bit of wide point spreads this week. Um, Learned a lesson last week. Don't take too many teams that have a lot of points. So didn't work out well for me. That's a lesson to be learned for everyone, and dialing it back a little bit on the amount of action. So more quality over quantity. All right, as we would say. So yeah, man. We're just going to go through the slate. Go through the slate. I'm also going to at the end. I'm going to read off a couple college player props. We're going to add those in at the end. And we should actually have our guests start coming on hopefully next week
For sure.
to actually go through it. And we'll stream him in and introduce you to him and kind of what he's got going on. So,
Hey, by the way, Buddy Hassel says next time I'm up that way, I want to go fishing. And to that, buddy, I say, hell yeah, let's do it. Hopefully, you don't get arrested with me like I almost did this morning.
buddy, have you ever fished? Well, yeah, you have fished before. You fished one time with me back in the day at the old Sherwood Lake. Yeah. All
Hell
right.
yeah. Hey, Jordan Powell is apparently tuning in from YouTube. He said, "Daddy's here. LOL. This is our parlay pal, feller." Jordan, let us know if you want us to share your parlay on the show today. Just leave a comment and we'll pop it up on the screen. And with that being said, Dusty, what do you say we get into the slate of Week 3 games?
Let's do it. And hey, did we list his? Did we say his parlay last week?
No, we didn't because I didn't tell him what time we were shooting the show, and he didn't really have time to get it in. So
Well, Toby's parlay hit. So if you played that parlay last week that we read, Toby had a really good parlay, and I think it paid like 5-1. So
damn, good thing I put the house on it.
yeah, no kidding. So keep those coming. But yeah, starting out tonight, we have the New England Patriots taking on the New York Jets. So Hunter, I'm gonna let you start with this one. I already know you've got some details and some interest in this game since it's the Patriots. So let's hear what you got.
Okay, so yeah, my pick for this game, Thursday night football, I'm going to roll with the Patriots plus 6.5. I do have my reservations. It kind of feels like I'm living by the Patriots right now, and inevitably you're going to die by the Patriots. So I might be staying on the bandwagon a little bit too long, but the Patriots, I like them plus 6.5 against the Jets, and I'll tell you why. They are, let me make sure I'm not misspeaking here. They are, let's see. So they are on the road against the Jets, but to me that doesn't matter. They don't have to travel very far. I don't think Foxborough is very far from, New Jersey?
No, not as a crow flies. We're nothing.
Nothing. So
Which a
they,
plane would fly.
yeah. They've got to basically just go up the road. It would be like Pleasant Hill playing at Grand Valley. So I don't mind the Patriots making the trip. I like them plus 6.5 tonight against the Jets. I don't think the Jets are very good this year. Like I've said before, sure, they got a new paint job. Everybody thinks that Aaron Rodgers is still a good quarterback, but I beg to differ. He hasn't thrown for 300 yards in over 1,000 days. That includes when he was on the Packers for his last season. New England Patriots, they're not a great, super impressive team, but they also don't seem like they're making a lot of mistakes. So my money is on the fact that hopefully they can just keep it within 6.5. I really think this one's going to hit, Dusty.
Yeah. Couple ways to look at this, and I thought about going. If I was going to go this, if I was going to go the spread, I would go with you. I would take it. It's actually moved to 6. Okay, so I know you're taking them at 6.5, depending on what site you're using, what book you're using. That can fluctuate. So your official pick is minus 6.5 or plus the 6.5.
Yep.
I was in the barbershop yesterday, and we were talking about this game, and the Jets really haven't started firing on all cylinders yet. That was a point that someone made. Toby actually made that point. And I agree. They haven't really started firing on all cylinders. Aaron Rodgers is still coming back from the Achilles. I love Garrett Wilson. I've drafted him in like 3 of my fantasy leagues. I think he's an absolute stud, top 3 type of wide receiver. Breece Hall is awesome. So when they do, and if they do, the Jets have shown over the last couple of years they have an elite defense. All right, I know it didn't look like that week 1 against San Francisco, but there's still kind of question marks there. I think what I like more on this game is actually the under. All right, and the under.
Okay. Hey, your mic. You got to check your mic real quick. Oh, there one again. You're good.
We good?
Yeah, we're good.
New England can't score.
Okay.
I like New England's defense. I think this is more of a slugfest type game, running the ball control type of offensive game. So if I'm going to play this, I'm actually going to take it, and I'm going to bump it up to 39. So my official on this game would be under 39.
Okay. What is the straight over under
38.5? It's moved a little bit, but I'm bumping it up to 39. So it's at 38.5 right now on DraftKings.
Okay.
And take it for what you want. We've got, let's see, on this game.
Hey, your mic's doing it again. Still muted. All right, there you go.
Dude, I don't know. We got to get this figured out. It kicks it off. It's like the Wi-Fi, but it's not on the Wi-Fi. It's just plugged into the computer. So anyway, 38.5. I like the under on that. That's what I'm rolling with.
Okay. All right. Hell yeah.
Next game, we've got Broncos and Bucks. Broncos at Tampa Bay, 6.5-point dogs to the Buccaneers. Are you messing with this game at all?
Nope.
Nothing. Dude, Tampa Bay's looked really solid so far. Baker Mayfield.
Sorry, guys. We're trying to figure out why the mic keeps getting kicked off.
Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to hop out of here. All right, kind of like you did yesterday. I'm going to hop out of here, and then I'm going to jump back in and see if that fixes it a little bit. All right?
Okay. Hey, worst case scenario, you can just use the mic on your computer, by the way.
For sure.
If you can't, give me 2 seconds, Dusty. Okay, go ahead. All right, guys. Sorry about that. So, yeah, this next game we're discussing is the Denver Broncos at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The reason I'm staying away from this game, yes, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have looked really, really good. but for some reason, it's just never been a team that I've ever been comfortable betting. And the Denver Broncos are the same. Anytime I've ever bet on Denver, I get screwed, and then anytime I bet against them, I get screwed. So that's the reason that I'm staying away from this game. Spread is -6.5 Tampa Bay. It's at Tampa Bay, so they're home favorites, 6.5-point favorites. But that's why I'm staying away from it. Dusty, if you are back, do you want to explain? Are you doing the Tampa Bay versus Denver Broncos thing, or
No,
Okay.
I'm not playing this game. And Broncos not looking great so far. Not putting up points. Tampa Bay at home. I do like them. I like them to win the game, obviously, but I don't like the spread. That's too many points. So
Cool.
staying away from that game.
Gotcha.
Next one though, we got the Giants and the Browns. All right, another one that I'm kind of staying away from. As far as the spread goes, this is the Browns at home favored by 6.5. The over and under on this is exactly the same as we've got on the Jets and Patriots. Okay, so once again, a couple teams that can't really score. The Browns defense, all right, the only thing I don't like about the scoring situation in this is I look for them to maybe have potentially some defensive points. Their defense can create those. So I'm still going to stay away from that. I do like the under, but I'm not going to bet it. So that's what I would look at if I was going to touch that game.
Okay. Real quick, let me see if there are turnovers. New York Giants to lose a fumble is +105. So that might be something to look at if you are wanting to bet this game for some reason and you think that Browns defense is going to get after them. I mean, I could see that being a decent bet. +105 for the New York Giants to lose a fumble. Total turnovers for the game over 2.5. I don't know about that, but it's -150. So there's something else to just kind of maybe look at a different angle if you want to bet something like that, or if you like the spread, do the spread. Do whatever you guys think.
I do like that. I like that the turnovers because you got Daniel Jones and Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
I do like that. I like there to be 3 in that game for sure.
Okay.
I'm not officially picking that or throwing that out there, but that's something that I might end up doing. So neither one of us are playing the spread. Neither one of us are playing the total on that game. Next game, and we do have action on this one. Philadelphia Eagles at New Orleans Saints. And I want you to talk about what you did yesterday, where you got the line, and whether or not you're actually recommending one now with this, where it's at right now.
So I got off work Tuesday morning. I woke up at 5 a.m. I was working at the fire department. So I was up at 5 a.m. and, nothing says I don't have a gambling problem like looking at DraftKings at 5 a.m. So got on there, and I happened to be scrolling by. I saw that the New Orleans Saints were +2.5, and I thought, wow, that's a pretty favorable line. Home dogs, the New Orleans Saints against the Eagles that just absolutely blew a game to, Kirk Cousins, who never wins in primetime. So anyway, I got the New Orleans Saints +2.5 in this game, and basically this just speaks to you always got to be looking at the lines and seeing where they're at and kind of evaluate, what's good value, what's not. I grabbed the +2.5 because I just thought it was great value, and I didn't think that the line would last. So now if you look at the line, the New Orleans Saints are actually favored by 2.5 points. So that's a 5-point swing, guys, and we're going to roll something out in the next week or two to basically keep you guys in the loop of when we are placing these bets so that, if you want to hop in on them, you can do them at the same exact time that we do because, sometimes the lines change quickly.
Absolutely. And where it's at now, with the Saints -2.5, I mean, the public is all over the Saints. 70% of the money's on the Saints. I don't like it now. I'm not touching it now. AJ Brown's not playing. He's out. What I think is going to happen. Okay, this is what I look for the Eagles to bounce back. All right, I do look for the Eagles to bounce back.
Okay.
They should have won the game the other night. I mean, they didn't execute. That was just a bad situation. Cost them the game. Saquon Barkley. I mean, the play call wasn't even bad. I mean, he's wide open. They're going to run the clock out. Drops it. Clock stops. Kirk Cousins leads a freaking awesome drive. With that being said, the Saints have scored every time they touch the ball this year. Every time they've touched the ball.
Yeah, that Philadelphia Eagles defense, it's so good. Should be able to stop them.
Yeah, and I get it. I understand, but that's how sports are, man. Right? When you think we talked about it over and over.
I know.
So everybody's looking for the Saints to roll them really, based on how much of the percentage is on New Orleans, and I could definitely see this game. I could see Philly winning this game. Okay, it's Derek Carr.
Yeah,
all right, it's still Derek Carr. So anyway, I'm not touching it. You got a good line. I like that. Obviously, the +2.5 that you got, that's not where it's at now, though. So
yeah.
One thing you could also look at here is the total over 49.5. All right. So do you see it being a 27-24 type of game? I mean, that's where the line's at, right? The plus the 2.5. So with a defense that can't stop anybody, supposedly in Philadelphia on the turf. So that's something to look at. If I end up playing this game, it'll probably be the over.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. I like the over. I think that if Philadelphia is going to hang with them, they're going to have to score a lot of points. Because I think that the Saints have obviously nobody's been able to stop them, and I don't think that the Philadelphia secondary is up to the task. Just point blank. Now I know that's what everybody thinks, and I could be totally wrong, but that's just how I see it. I could see Philadelphia actually getting blown out, and then I think the Saints might start coming back down to earth. I feel like this is going to be one of those classic cases where a team looks great in the month of September, and then they kind of have a correction to the market or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Coming back down.
All right, next game up, we've got the Chargers at the Steelers. Chargers are 1.5-point dogs at Pittsburgh. What do you got on this one?
This was another game that I got super, super early. I got Chargers +2 in this game. Let's see. I don't ever like to bet the Steelers whenever they are home favorites. I think the Chargers are a little bit better this year than they have been. I think Jim Harbaugh. Wait. Is it Jim?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
I think
John's in Baltimore.
Dude, I always Jimmy John. I always forget. I always forget that which guy's which. Anyway, so yeah, I think the Chargers are a little bit better. I think they have a huge upgrade at coach with Jim Harbaugh. I think they are going to run the ball. I like them. I like them as underdogs in this spot. I think it'll probably be a low-scoring game if I had to guess.
Total's at 36.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna take the under or the over in this, but I do like the Chargers +2 here. They just seem like the better team, and the fact that they are underdogs, which Dusty pointed out, home field is worth 3, so that really is Vegas saying that the Chargers are favored by 1 if it was at a neutral site. But I like this bet at +2 for the Chargers. Let's go, LA.
So I'm putting a disclaimer here. I'm also taking that Chargers +2, but we got to make sure Justin Herbert plays. You've already done it. I've already put it in. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm waiting up until Sunday to figure out if I'm actually going to do that or not. If Justin Herbert plays, I'm taking them +2. So I'm not putting that down with him still having. Supposedly he's working through it. It looks fine. It looks like he's going to play. So I'm rolling with you on that if Herbert does end up suiting up. But it's going to be a last-minute decision for me. And I think that anybody that would look at playing this game, I think, should wait to see for sure on that.
Absolutely.
Next one. Oh, hey, the total on that is 36. I said that. Okay.
Yeah.
Next one's a really interesting game.
What you got?
Houston Texans at Minnesota Vikings.
Okay. I'm staying away from this one personally.
Yeah, this is another one where it's kind of like New Orleans, okay? Nobody really expected much from the Vikings. Nobody expected much from the Saints. The Vikings have looked really, really good the first 2 weeks. Sam Darnold has looked really good. Um, they have a great home field advantage up in Minnesota. I think as a place I want to go watch a game up there.
Yeah.
And they're rolling right now, but it could be, it's a little bit of, maybe false representation early on, with small sample size. The Texans are 2-point dogs on the road. This is a game where I really, really like the Texans.
Okay.
So I'm taking the Texans minus the 2 on the road.
Let's go.
Okay? And I like normally going with a home underdog, but this is a really tight spread. And if you were going to ask me who I was going to pick to win the game anyway, I would tell you Houston. So I'm going with them, minus the 2 on the road. I think that we haven't seen them clicking yet on all cylinders, in my opinion. I think it's only a matter of time. The receiving core is still legit and still loaded. And I don't believe in Minnesota yet. And maybe I'll be wrong. Miss Nicole here, she's one of our police officers here in town, and she's a big season ticket holder for the Vikings. And she commented last week when we picked against the Vikings and said we would regret it. Well, I'm going with it again. So if they give me 2 weeks in a row, I may have to stay away from the Vikings.
Okay. All right, my guard dog is going off right now. Hey, real quick, we forgot to address some comments. Stephen Casey, when we were talking about the Eagles, he said Olave about to torch the Eagles secondary. So he's
Olave on your fantasy team, Mr. Steven? Probably.
If that dog don't quit barking, I'm gonna take care of that. But anyway,
I can't hear it.
So we oh really?
No, I can't hear it.
Oh, perfect. All right. And then Brandon Burnside said, I need Olave to do just that. Let's go. Everybody against Dusty.
No, hey, what are we talking about? I'm not even playing that game. That's the Saints.
I know. Oh, shoot. But he said Olave about to torch Eagles. You were talking about how the Eagles were probably going to win this game. And
I said that I wouldn't be surprised if they
Yeah. All right. Your mic's doing that again. Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I agree with your analysis of the Vikings versus the Houston Texans thing. I really do. So, I really like your pick on the Houston Texans. I think that's a great pick. But
yeah, you're not messing with it though. Total on that game's 46.
I don't want to bet too many games. I get in trouble when I bet more than a couple games. More than like 5-6 games. So.
For sure. Okay, you've got the next one, Packers at Titans.
Well, again, I don't want to bet too many games this week. This isn't going to be on my official list. I did place a bet in DraftKings, but this I don't want to do this for one of my bets for the show. So this isn't going to be one of my official picks, but let's just say if I was going to bet this game for the show for my picks, I really like the Packers plus 2.5. I think that Will Levis is an idiot when he's playing quarterback. He has all of the raw talent that you could ever want or need to be a great NFL quarterback, and he might turn out to be a great NFL quarterback. But I said last week that he wouldn't make the same kind of mistakes he made week 1. Lo and behold, he did it. It's crazy. Like, he turns the ball over when he doesn't have to. And I just don't know who he thinks that he is, because he could just throw the ball away, and the Titans would probably be 2-0 right now. The other factor This is the Malik Willis revenge game. And I know you guys are laughing, all you Titans fans, like, oh, dude, Malik's cooked. Like, what are you talking about? Well, let me tell you something. Matt LaFleur is a pretty good coach, and he had Malik Willis slinging the ball with vomit on it last week, dude. The center was vomiting on the ball, and Malik was still wheeling and dealing. So if I was
is that true?
Yeah, you didn't see that. You didn't see that press conference and then the highlight.
No, I did not. I missed that one.
Yeah. They drew up a play for Malik Willis, and Matt LaFleur was like, Malik, why didn't you throw that? He was wide open, and he was like, because the center vomited all over the ball right before he hiked it. And you can go look on the internet. That actually happened. So anyway, no, I don't think Malik's a great quarterback by any means, but I do think that I think he'll get his revenge on the Tennessee Titans this week. But I'm not going to do this as one of my official picks. But be on the lookout for that.
Yeah, I think you'll end up playing that. I already know what's going to happen. Yeah, I'm not touching this game. Not messing with it. I do like the Packers. That's where I would lean to, but I'm not picking this one. So
yeah.
Chicago Bears at Indianapolis Colts.
Staying away.
You are? How come? Yep.
I don't know. The Bears, it feels like the Bears at any week could all of a sudden just have a breakout week. That might come this week. That might come, in middle of November, or it might not ever come. I don't have a pulse on like what their season's going to look like. I thought they were going to be great, but Caleb Williams, it's not all his fault by any means, but he definitely talked that talk, and he's not walking that walk. And then the Colts, dude, looked great week one with the explosive plays, and then last week, the Colts ended up covering for you, didn't they?
I can't. I don't think I played them.
Okay, well, the Colts did have a backdoor cover. I remember what happened. I bet against the Colts, and no, I didn't.
They were up at Green Bay.
Yeah. I actually did a live bet. I took the Colts plus 8.5 whenever they were down by a lot. And then with like 3 minutes left, they were down by 10, and it didn't look like they were going to do anything. And then, of course, they get the big play. And I would have won the live bet because they kept it within 6 or something like that. But I bitched out, so I just got my money back, essentially. So.
Yeah. If Caleb Williams can stop turning the ball over, yeah, exactly what you just said. I mean, they've got weapons. They've got pieces. He's adjusting right now.
Yeah.
He's adjusting to the speed of the game. Obviously, that's any rookie quarterback. I mean, we see it. We're seeing it all the time. So, yeah, I'm not touching this one either. If I was going to play it, I would lean Colts covering at home. It's only -1.5. I mean, it's basically a pick 'em. It's a coin flip.
Yep.
I think what people are thinking is exactly what you just said. When do the Bears figure it out? And they haven't yet, but the total is interesting here. All right. Because do you think that either defense is really elite?
To be honest, I don't know. I've just watched both teams on Red Zone.
Yeah. I mean, the total here is kind of, it's at 43.5. I mean, so you're looking at, is it more than a 23-20 type of game?
Doesn't feel like it. I don't know though.
Yeah.
Dude, I literally have no idea. There's not a game I could stay further away from this week than probably this game.
Yeah. Okay. Next one, Carolina Panthers, 5-point underdogs at Las Vegas Raiders.
Are you playing? Is this one of your picks for this week?
I was going to.
Yeah, that's where I'm at too.
I was going to roll with you and take Vegas. But when I look at this and I see that 92% of people are on the Raiders, I just can't do it. And at the same time, last year I rode with the Panthers to cover so many times and I got killed on it. And I already did it week one this year. And one that wasn't on the podcast, but one that I decided to roll with last minute. And if I was going to play it, I would go Panthers to cover again. I'm not going to do it, but Andy Dalton coming in, I think can stabilize things. I know that this is not a Bryce Young issue. Okay. He's literally in the worst situation that you could be in.
Yeah.
as a young quarterback. They're awful. And he had teammates talking about that. He's had teammates talking, kind of supporting him, like, hey, this isn't a Bryce Young deal. This is us as a team. You talked about that yesterday.
Yeah.
And so I can't make a confident pick either way on this. I can't make a confident pick that I mean, there's a reason that 92% of the people are on the Raiders. Yeah, the Raiders should cover by 5. They should. Carolina's horrible.
But what do we know about the Raiders? The Raiders are a team that, like last week, we picked the Ravens. We're like, the Ravens will win by 6 against the Raiders. The Ravens will ruin your day when you bet against them. But, dude, the minute you bet the Raiders to cover, they're that team that you get screwed either way. In my experience, I don't know about you, Dusty.
Yeah, no, they're not a good football team. So yeah, they're not a good football team, and taking them with 5 is just not what I'm doing. So I'm not doing this one. The total on this one is 40. Yeah, I'm not touching it. So
okay.
Another interesting one. We've got Miami at Seattle. Miami is 4.5-point dogs on the road at Seattle. Skylar Thompson taking over for Tua.
Yep.
Anything on this one?
No, sir. I am staying away from this. I have no idea. Seattle. I don't have a very good feel for what Seattle is. They look good some weeks, and if I had to, what's the line one more time?
It's 4.5.
Okay.
Seahawks 4.5.
Okay, and it's where's it at?
It's in Seattle.
Okay. If I had to pick, I would pick Seattle, but I'm not comfortable enough to make this one of my picks.
Yeah, so I would actually go. I would go Dolphins to cover, and
Okay.
and I think the weapons that Miami has are still good enough to where they can, Mike McDaniel's a good enough coordinator to where he can make things simple for Skylar Thompson. And it's not like you got to throw. You don't have to throw the ball downfield like crazy to be successful in their offense. There's so much speed with Miami, so I still think I would pick them to cover. I mean, they could even be down 10 late in that game and get one, get one on the board and backdoor cover there. So that's where I would lean. I'm like you though. I'm not touching it.
Okay.
Are you going to play the 49ers at the Rams? 49ers are 7-point favorites at the Rams.
Hell yeah.
Let's
am
go.
playing this game. Again, and apologies, guys, for almost every single one of my games being the line that's not current because, like I said, I put all these in so early. I got the Rams plus 7.5 on DraftKings. I'm taking the Rams plus 7.5 in this matchup, and here's why. Reason number one, Brock Purdy is not going to have Christian McCaffrey or Deebo Samuel to throw to. Whenever one of his main weapons has been absent in the past, he has really struggled, or there's a light rain coming down. Any combination of any of those. So now that he's got 2 of his weapons out, he better hope the weather is going to be good. I haven't looked at that because I'm being a bit of a smart aleck right now. But then the other thing that I really like about the Rams plus 7.5, whenever you look at what people are doing on this game, money line, 88% of people think the 49ers are going to win outright. 64% of people think the 49ers are going to win by 7. And then, you got 52% of people taking the over. So the public is absolutely hammering the 49ers here. And, I get it. The Rams don't have Puka Nacua or Cooper Kupp. But I still think Sean McVay is a really good coach. And I think this is going to be a really low-scoring game. I'm not going to do it, but I do love the way that the under 44 looks because I think both of these teams are going to really struggle. I do think the Rams are going to keep it within 7.5. Now, they might lose by 7 exactly, but I really like the Rams plus 7.5.
Yeah, those are all good points. Okay, so what scares me on this is both teams are coming off of really bad losses, right? Obviously, the Rams got killed. Okay, so if the 49ers were coming off a win here, I would maybe feel more inclined to go with the Rams. right? But the 49ers are pissed. I mean, they just went up to Minnesota and got smoked. And I don't know who. We talk about the weapons for Brock Purdy. Who the hell is Matt Stafford going to get the ball to, right? And that defense for San Francisco is still the defense for San Francisco, and so I do like your under. I do like that. This spread is too. Like, if I was going to go on a spread, and I'm not going to do it because it's too many. And I told you I learned my lesson last week. I would still lean the Niners to cover here,
Okay.
just because they're on a bounce back week too. They're on a bounce back week, just like the Rams are. But I just don't know if the Rams have anything in the tank. I mean, there was rumors earlier in the week of them trying to trade Matt Stafford. So, yeah, I don't know. I am gonna. This is where that community that we're talking about, with the live picks, later in the week, this is one that I might roll with the under on this. All right, kind of like you just talked, but I'm not ready to make a decision on it yet.
That's fair.
Yeah. All right.
Hey, just because I think a little bit of arguing is probably good for the show. There's two things I want to push back on a little bit. 49ers defense last week did not look good against the Vikings. Right?
Yeah, okay.
And then also you said that the 49ers are pissed and they're going to rebound. Dude, they went on like a 3 or 4 game losing streak last year. Whenever Purdy does not have the ability to claw himself out of bad situations whenever he doesn't have all of his weapons at his disposal. And when he's down 2 people, I just think that they're really going to struggle. I do.
No, and you could 100% be right. I'm saying,
hey, your mic again. Sorry, dude. Sorry. So I'm excited to hear the pushback point, because I do like.
No, I was using that as the reason why I'm not going to roll with it. Right?
Yeah.
I don't disagree with you at all. I don't disagree with you. You are correct. But the Rams look so bad. Yeah. They look so bad. And I know that they have to have a bounce back effort. I just don't know if they actually have the ability to do it. And then with the Niners coming off the loss, that makes me less inclined to want to roll with that. So anyway, you could be 100% right. I do think that Purdy could struggle.
Yeah, or I could be totally wrong, because the Rams might have a season like they had 2 seasons ago where they won like 2 games. So, Anyway, let's move on to the next one. What do you say?
Detroit Lions at.
All right, hold on. You're. Yeah, I don't know. We're gonna Google that and get that figured out. Good thing there's only 2 people in here right now.
God,
it's all good, dude. It's part of the.
I don't know what could be making that happen, but. Arizona Cardinals, 3-point home underdogs, taking on the Detroit Lions. You playing this one?
I am. I'm taking Cardinals +3.
Ooh. I'm rolling with you.
No way, dude. You have been hating the Cardinals, and all of a sudden you're flipping on them?
I know. Okay. This is like trading crypto, man. Right when you think the market's going to reverse, you jump back in. And then,
terrible
then
feeling.
You're done. So I'm probably gonna.
God bless. I hate my pick now.
You hate it? No, I'm just
being a dumb. Yeah. That's so funny. Dusty's hated the Cardinals, and they've torched him both weeks because he bet against them, and now he's betting for them. So my pick's probably cooked, but I'm gonna let him defend himself here in a second. It's still showing there.
All right.
There we go.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
All right. I'm on the computer, Mike. So
okay, that's fine.
Does it sound okay still?
Yeah, it sounds decent.
Okay. So the Cardinals, they've looked good. They've looked good. Kyler Murray's looked good the last 2 weeks. And I personally, I mean, with Detroit, we saw how bad the Rams look, right?
Yeah.
The Rams took Detroit down to the wire week 1.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, they had their full complement of weapons.
We kind of talked about this before the year about how Detroit was everyone's, kind of America's team almost. Everybody loved
Yeah.
them, and great story and all that. And a lot of times there's a regression there. Same kind of thing we thought that could potentially happen with the Texans, right? Like we wouldn't be surprised if the Texans ended up 9-8 or 10-7, that kind of season.
Yeah.
So I like the spot here. I mean, it's at home, right? It's a chance to take a home underdog by 3, which is statistically that's a good spot to be in. So
Yeah.
I'm comfortable taking Arizona plus the 3 at home. Somebody's got to stop the Cardinals offense.
I know, dude.
So,
Hey, one thing I wanted to ask you real quick because, like I've been very open about.
I see. I don't know what the hell's going on there.
Yeah, like I've been very open about this. I kind of watch a lot of these teams on NFL Red Zone. Like, I just don't have the ability to watch, 8, 10 games at the same time, and I don't really have time to go back and watch them. So, I'll be honest, I have no idea what the pass rush is like for the Arizona Cardinals. Because basically what I'll say is if you can get pressure on Jared Goff early, it can throw him out of rhythm for the entire game. Like, and I can't take credit for this. This is something that I heard on the multiple sports shows that I listened to. But yeah, they made a really good point. Like basically, if let's see here, shift 2. Basically, oh gosh, sorry, idiot. Oh god. Basically, if you can get pressure on Jared Goff, he's done for. So, do you think, Dusty, that the Cardinals are going to be able to get pressure to him? I have no idea what their defensive line is like.
No, I don't. The thing about Detroit is their weapons are so good. I mean, their quick passing game. Jared Goff, we've known Jared Goff. I mean, he's a statue back there. He's not mobile. He's he's somebody that's got to get the ball out of his hands quick. And with the weapons that they have, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jahmyr Gibbs, freaking the dude from Alabama. What's his name? Jameson Williams. Like Jameson Williams is the real deal, and it's taken him a little bit of time. But dude, Detroit's offense is loaded.
Yeah.
So,
Sam Laporta,
yeah, Sam Laporta,
who they're not using.
Yeah, I still do like this though. I still like the Cardinals at home here. There's different energy around there. I mean, that environment. And I know they were just blowing the Rams out, right? They haven't seen a win like that down there in a little while. But that stadium was pretty electric, right? I've been to a game there, and when we opened up there a few years ago, when Mahomes threw 5 touchdowns, and that was the year we ended up playing back there in the Super Bowl and winning it.
Yeah.
That stadium, I mean, those fans, like when they've got something to cheer for, they're electric, right? And they're starving for it. So I don't know. I like what's going on. I don't know how my camera's doing this now. Holy shiznit. Anyway.
I feel you. Yeah, man. Arizona. I mean, they've proven before that they can win a string of games with Kyler Murray. That was a couple seasons ago where they had that really good start, like started out 8-0, 8-0, 9-0. So maybe they can do that again. But yeah, I do like them. It feels like a really good opportunity to take a team that's hot, take them as underdogs. So yeah, I like that pick as well.
Okay. What we got next here, man? We've got how many games are you at right now? Is this 5 for you?
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I've already done 5. My last one that I have picked is the one that you know.
Okay. Baltimore at Dallas.
Staying away from it, dude.
Me too.
These teams are both in the same exact spot. They had a really disappointing week 2 loss that nobody saw coming, and they're running into each other. I have no idea. I have no idea if Dallas is still good at home. I have no idea if the Ravens are going to have a good season or a bad season. No clue what's going to happen. No idea.
Total here is 48. Total is 48. You got any opinions on that?
No, I don't. No idea.
I like the under. I'm not going to bet it, but I like the under on it.
Okay.
Yeah, I like the under. I think Dallas's defense is going to bounce back. And for some reason, my camera, I wish it would bounce back and stick with it too, because it's not at the moment. But neither one of us are playing this game, and we're going to roll on to the next one. Chiefs at Falcons.
Okay, I'll talk about this one first. Oh,
I don't know. It's plugged in. Battery's good. I don't know what's going on.
okay. It's all good, man. All right. Chiefs and Falcons. So I got so the line right now is Chiefs. They are favored by 3.5. So I'm taking Chiefs minus 3.5 at the Atlanta Falcons. I also got them minus 4.5 a couple days ago whenever I got the great lines. I also got a really bad line. So I have also thrown money on Chiefs Falcons at minus 3.5. Obviously that's more favorable, but I didn't feel right betting the more favorable line if I didn't throw some extra money on it. So I got Chiefs minus 3.5 at the Atlanta Falcons. I don't know, man. I just think that there are certain teams that play the Chiefs close, and then there are certain teams that we don't see but once. There are certain teams that the Chiefs don't see but once every couple years, and the Atlanta Falcons are definitely one of those teams. It's an indoor, it's a dome. I think that the Chiefs' weapons are going to be too much for Atlanta to handle. I do think Atlanta has a pretty good pass rush, so hopefully the Chiefs' rookie left tackle Kingsley Suamataia can
good job, dude.
do a little bit better this week. They're kind of doing trial by fire with him. He had a really rough week last week, understandably so. Trey Hendrickson is crazy good, but I think he's going to do better this week. I think they're going to be able to go toe-to-toe with the defensive line of the Falcons, and I don't think that the Falcons are going to be able to keep up with Xavier Worthy. He's going to have a couple big explosive plays. Rashee Rice is going to have a lot of yards. And then I think Travis Kelce gets into the mix this week. I think Travis Kelce probably gets into the end zone. I just don't see him going the whole season without having some kind of breakout game. So I think that'll probably be this week. I think the Chiefs have an impressive performance in Atlanta, and I like them covering the spread minus 3.5 versus the Falcons. What do you think, Dusty?
You're with the public on this, man. 89% of the money is on Kansas City money line. 75% is on the 3.5 spread. 72 is on the over of 46.5, which I am going to play the over on this game. And everything you just said, I think this is going to have some fireworks in it. It's on the turf. Chiefs on the turf. Yeah, man. We've seen this before. I like them. I like the total here to hit. Okay. Essentially, we're looking at even a 27-20 game here, right? Yep. 27-20, 27-24. I mean, we're still hitting that 3 mark, right? The Falcons would cover if it was that. So one thing I might do on this is I might end up going with the 3, all right? Not 3.5. Take the Chiefs with the 3. I am officially taking the over, though.
Okay.
I'm taking the over of 46.5.
Okay.
Sorry, dude. I don't know on the camera. We're just going to roll with it.
Yeah, there's some kind of glitch going on because it's doing with your camera now what it was doing with your mic earlier. So there's some kind of glitch or something happening. It's like kicking you off, and you got to keep reconnecting. So we'll get to the bottom of that. Apologize to anybody who's watching this replay or this stream. This is Dusty and I's 3rd week doing this ever. So we're going to get these kinks worked out. Really, really sorry about that. Sorry for the inconvenience. We're trying to be as professional as possible, and I'm learning, Dusty's learning, so no big deal. What really matters is that we get our picks right. Dusty, how are you feeling about our picks this week? What's your prediction for your record?
Well, are we done? You got more?
I've done all my. I'm sorry. I should have asked you if you were done. I am betting the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games that I talked about. So I am done for my picks for the show.
So I'm going to take the Bills minus
Okay.
the 5. All right, I'm going to take the Bills minus 5 at home against Jacksonville. Trevor Lawrence doesn't look good. Jags don't look good. I thought they would be better. Like I said, we could still be wrong on this. It's only been 2 weeks, but I like Buffalo at home here. Once again, we talked about their schedule last week. They're going to go through a gauntlet. I think that they've got to rack some wins up early.
Wait, I think both teams are going through a gauntlet schedule wise. Which team were you talking about?
Buffalo.
Okay.
Buffalo's schedule. I mean, they have one of the toughest schedules in the NFL. So they got that one last week, which obviously didn't go how anybody thought as far as the way that it went. Right? Not that they couldn't win that game. We had them to cover, but I like them. I like them covering. It's a little bit of high points for me. It's 5, but I think they win this game by touchdown.
Yeah.
So
okay. So you're going Bills minus 5?
Yep, sure am.
Yeah. The man, this is just really unfortunate territory for the Jaguars to be in. They have the Bills this week, and then next week they got the Texans. So there's a very real possibility they could be starting out 0-4.
Who do they have the week after?
They got Colts, and then they got Bears.
Okay. Yeah. I like the Bills here, man. I like what I've seen out of them the first couple weeks. Besides that start to Arizona, which we've seen how Arizona's looked.
Yeah.
Their defense looked better last week, even before Tua went out. So I like them. I like them at home here, minus the 5. The Commanders and Bengals. That's the Monday night game. Bengals are 7.5-point favorites at home against the Commanders. Not touching it.
No, I'm not touching it. I know the Bengals looked really good last week, but I think it was simply because they were playing the Chiefs and they're always going to play the Chiefs close. I am never comfortable betting the Bengals until at least the first month of the season has passed. So once October hits and it gets here, as long as they're not playing the Cleveland Browns, I'm down. I'm down to start betting the Bengals, but it's still too early for me.
Okay. Well, I think this is probably going to be one of those games where Cincinnati gets it prime time and they absolutely blow them out. And everybody's like, oh, Cincinnati's back. They're 0-2. We've seen this before. Until they get T. Higgins back, though, man, they're just not the same. So
You said it to a T.
To a T. All right, man. So to review, let me know if I'm missing anything. Here's what I got on my slip here. I've got the Texans minus the 2. All right, at Minnesota. I've got the Chargers plus the 2 at Pittsburgh.
Hell yeah.
I've got under 39 Patriots at Jets. That's tonight's game. All right, under 39 tonight. I have over 46.5 with Chiefs at the Falcons. And then I've got Bills minus 5. I've only got 5 plays this week.
Good on you.
So.
That's good. I like it. I'm playing 6 games this week. I got a bad feeling about this week, man. I'm picking tons of underdogs. Just tons of underdogs. So I might very well get clocked. But here are my picks for week 3 NFL 2024 season. Saints plus 2.5. I need to talk about who
they're not technically an underdog now, though.
No, they're not. But I got them. I got them as an underdog. So I got Saints plus 2.5 against the Philadelphia Eagles. I've got the Cardinals plus 3.
Oh, hey, I didn't have them on there. We got to add them.
Okay. Cardinals plus 3 against the Detroit Lions. They are home dogs. Dusty and I are both taking the Arizona Cardinals plus 3 against the Detroit Lions. Chargers. Chargers are plus 2 against the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm taking that. Love that bet. Next, we've got Patriots tonight. plus 6.5 against the New York Jets. Then we've got Chiefs on Sunday Night Football playing the Atlanta Falcons. Chiefs minus 3.5 is what I am betting. Last game I'm betting on Los Angeles Rams plus 7.5 versus the San Francisco 49ers. That one feels absolutely awful. I'm looking like an idiot right now saying that out loud, but I think it's going to be one that's going to surprise a lot of you guys. So those are my 6 picks for the week.
And I would really like to get, like, if you were going to take the Chiefs this week as favorites, taking them, if you can get that just down to 3, so you've got that, I would do that.
Yeah.
Playing,
It's worth buying the half a point.
Yeah, it definitely is. It is almost always worth buying a half a point.
Yeah.
So anyway, my camera, man. I think I'm gonna have to tell Amanda she's gonna have to.
Yeah.
get
Now
rid of
you've
it.
got some flashing neon green that keeps popping up randomly. So it's some kind of electronic glitch. Not a big deal. It's good that we'll get this figured out before you know it. We're gonna have 50,000 subscribers and people will be watching us whenever we're not having any issues. So
No doubt.
Yesterday's episode, my camera battery died, so I had the same issue, just kind of in a different situation. So anyway,
Hey.
with that being said, guys, thank you so much for tuning in to week 3 of the Big Bet Bros. It's going to be very exciting week 3. Let us know what kind of picks you guys have. Make sure you comment on our videos on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. Make sure you guys are subscribing on all the different outlets, and let's keep riding. Let's keep riding the good 2024 NFL season. All right.
Hey, just to add to, we're doing this live. We're not recording this and then cutting it up and clipping it together and making it look pretty. So we don't have quite the budget that the Kelsey brothers do.
Not
We
quite.
don't, or Pat McAfee or anything like that. So, we'll get there. We'll get there.
Hell yeah, I echo that.
All right, let's go. Week 3. Let's go. It's time to bounce back. Let's gain some units this week.
Okay. All right.
All right. Peace out.
All right. See y'all.